Welcome to the Word of Truth. This is Teacher D.H. Boone. Today's message is called Don't Quit During the Preparation Time. Now, God will show us or tell us what He may do for us. As soon as God show us and give us a promise, because we know God is a God that cannot lie, we expect what God tells us. So we have that high expectation. But the moment when things don't look promising, that's when people want to give up during the preparation. Now, see, God is a God that is not going to give us something that we're not ready for. God is not going to give us something that will hurt us or destroy us. And if we're not ready for it, it can hurt us and it can destroy us. And not only us, but it could hurt and destroy people that's around us, that's real close to us. That's why when God showed you something, God give you a promise, God tell you this is what He's going to do. God don't tell you when He's going to do it, because remember, a day is like 1,000 years. A day is like 1,000 years to God. Therefore, we have to make sure that we keep pressing forward. And we have to realize we walk in all the fruits of the Spirit. And one of the fruits of the Spirit is long suffering. And we have to know that God, whatever He sent His word to do, it don't come back to Him void. But see, we have to realize that when God tells us something, He has to prepare us for it and get us ready for it. And God will equip you with everything you need, everything that He commissioned and anointed you to do. He will make sure that He supply your every need, but you got to trust Him. And you have to realize that the just live by faith and not by sight. And what that means is, see, the enemy wants you to focus on how things look. So if things don't look good, he wants you to give up. He wants you to say, he whisper in your ear, say, see, God told you that He was going to do this, but look at this. This don't look like He's going to do what He said He's going to do. See, the enemy like to put doubt, and your doubt will go to fear. You will have that fear that it's going to happen. And fear is false evidence appearing real. That's why the just live by faith on what God said. You have to believe it without seeing it. You just have to believe that God is a God that cannot lie. If God say He's going to do it, He's going to do it. But He has to prepare you for it. And when you prepare it, when He prepare you for it, it's going to be uncomfortable. Just think about Joseph. God had to prepare Joseph to be second in command to Pharaoh. Now, Joseph told his dream to his brothers, which made them jealous and envious of him. That's why they sold him into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Then he was sold into Pharaoh's house. I mean, not Pharaoh's house, to Potiphar's house. Then his wife made, Potiphar's wife made sexual advances at him. He refused it. And then he ran away. And then she accused him of rape. Then he was put in jail. But see, God had to prepare him. And what the enemy meant for bad, God used for good. And see, when we get in that fiery furnace, it's to prepare us, not to destroy us. And that's what fire does. Fire not only just destroys stuff, but it refines. And it destroys material things, but it destroys things, impurities inside of us too. Things that need to come out. And see, so when you're going through a trial, when you're going through that preparation stage, when things is uncomfortable, don't give up. God is trying to remove those things out of you. He's trying to prepare you and get you ready so you will see the manifestation. But see, you got to stay strong, and you can't give up during the hard times. That's why you got to keep your eyes and mind on the Lord. That's why it says that the just live by faith and not by sight. Now you got to keep your head up. You got to stay strong. You got to keep pressing forward. You have to realize, look at Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You know, King Nebuchadnezzar threw them in the fiery furnace. God allowed them to go through for a reason. God wanted to see what was in inside them. Now they could have given up. They could have said, hey, no way. This fire is going to destroy us. This fire, I'm not going in there. And I'm sorry, God, I love you, but I don't want to get destroyed. No, what did they do? They didn't give up during the preparation time. When they in that hot, fiery furnace, they did not give up. They let God do whatever he had to do. And see, God ended up delivering them. King Nebuchadnezzar said, how many men did I throw in there? And they, the attendants was like, they was like 3. He said, why I see 4? Because the angel of the Lord came to rescue them. And just like you may be going through the fiery furnace, it's not going to last forever. God, if he allow you to go in there, he going to allow you a way of escape, just like he did with Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And after that, see, they was blessed. They was elevated. And see, that's what God did in the lion's den. We see that the lion did not eat Daniel. He had faith. And he was elevated after the lion's den. See, you may be in a lion's den, you may be in a fiery furnace, you may be stuck between a rock and a hard place, but this is preparation time. What don't kill you make you stronger. God got to strengthen you. He got to establish you. He got to get you ready. He got to put you in position, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So when things seem like it's not going to work out and it's hurting, that means you're growing. That means that God is elevating you. He taking you to the next level. That means he's preparing. You're going through preparations. He preparing you for the manifestation. He preparing you for the blessing. You are going to have a good outcome, but what you have to do is you got to keep pressing forward. Don't look back, because God said those who have their hand on the plow and looking back is not fit for the kingdom. So now you have to keep your head up and you got to stay strong. You got to make sure that if God be for you, who could be against you? There's nothing that man could do to you. But see, you got to have faith and you have to believe. And see, you got to remember what God already done. See, when people go through hard times, we tend to, while that hard time, we tend to murmur. We tend to might want to give up. We lose hope a little bit. But God say, did you forget about what I already done? Did you remember that all the blessings that I did? How, you was in certain situations and I delivered you? God say, don't forget what I already have done. Excuse me. See, God won't fail, but God don't want us to look back to hurts and pain and all that. But God do want us to remember what he already have done. And see, a lot of times people forget. And sometimes God could be just to blessed us with something. And then the next thing you know, we going through a hard time and a person forget about what God already done. See, we are supposed to bless and praise God through good times and hard times, through the highs and lows, through the good and the bad, through the sickness and in bad health. Whatever going on, you got to praise the Lord all the time, knowing that if God told you something, he gonna do it. But you got to go with the flow. During the preparation time, don't give up, because if you give up during the preparation time, then you won't see the manifestation. You won't see the fruit of what you already been through. See, you didn't come this far to give up. See, a lot of times people give up right before the blessing, right before the manifestation is coming. And remember, things usually get worse before they get better. So now you got to keep pressing forward, and you got to tell yourself, hey, I can't give up during the preparation time. I got to let God prepare me, establish me. Get me in position. Get me ready. Because God is not going to give us something that we're not ready for. God is not going to give us something that's going to hurt us. So if God don't think you're ready, he got to prepare you. And so let him prepare you. Let him establish you. Let him purge you. Let him get your heart right. Let him help you renew your mind. let him help you to drop off some bad attitudes, some bad ways. Let him help you drop off some people that can't go with you. Let him help you stop going to some places and doing some things that you need to stop doing, so he could prepare you, establish you, and get you ready. God is doing this for you. So don't give up. God is removing all those impurities. So during the preparation time, praise his holy name and be thankful, and know that soon, that one day you will see the promise. But keep looking forward. Keep your eyes and mind on the Lord. Don't look at the natural, how things look, because it may not look good. But all you know is God is a God that cannot lie, and his ways and thoughts is so much higher than ours. So it's time that we all must trust him. We all get weak at times, and God understands that. But God say, hey, if you get weak, gather yourself back up and strengthen yourself back up. Encourage yourself. Don't wait for people to come and encourage you. Encourage yourself. Get yourself up. Stand up on the inside. Gird up your loins. God say he don't want us murmuring and complaining. And, we are supposed to be good representations of him. So people are supposed to look at us and how we carry ourselves, how we conduct ourselves, and say, I know he is a child of God. I know she's a child of God, because look how they acted. We want to lead people to Christ. We don't want to push them away, because we are supposed to be the light in the earth that draw people to Jesus. And see, first you have to take care of you before you could effectively help somebody else. You got to make sure you get yourself together, your soul together. You got to make sure that you go through everything you have to go through, so you could be a finished product. So then you will be able to help somebody that's going through the same thing that you overcame, the same thing that you went through. So I just want to encourage you not to give up during the preparation time. Don't give up. Stay strong, because God is a God that cannot lie. His word will never come back to him void. So always remember that the promise will come to fruition, and walk in all the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faith, and self-control. Patience is long suffering. Just think about Jesus. Jesus didn't give up during the preparation time. He could have got off that cross. He could have said, I'm not dying for them. But he didn't give up during the preparation time. And then when they were seeking to kill him before he got to the cross, he didn't give up. He could have stopped it. But he said, I'm going to go through this. And guess what? We ended up born again. We ended up with our old nature dying, because Jesus stepped into our place. He took our sin with him, and when he died and was buried, he buried our sin. When he rose to consciousness, and we rose with him without that sin. We forgiven, we set free, we got a new start, a new beginning. But if he had gave up during the preparation time, and guess what? He's sitting at the right hand of God the Father. You know why? Because he didn't give up during the preparation time. Joseph was second in command to Pharaoh. You know why? Because he didn't give up during the preparation time. And your blessing is going to come to fruition if you don't give up during the preparation time. So now know that you got to press forward. When things get hard, they're strengthening you. God got to get you ready. So until next time, I pray that the peace of God be with you. Peace.